I don't. I'm scared. You ride horses. That works, doesn't it? Put the bit in their mouth and you do what, they'll do what you want them to do. Most of the time, right? Our granddaughter, she loved horses. She was riding one time. We'd gone to this show, whatever it was they were doing. And she was riding this, what do you call this? There's a circle, you know where they ride anyway. Man, I saw her come flying around on that horse. He had his mind made up that he wasn't going to have her on there. He was going to get her off there as quick as he could. And sure enough, man, he come flying around there and bucked her off there. Fortunately, everything was fine. She wasn't hurt. She got right back up on. But you put that bit in the horse's mouth and take control of the cliff. Have I got that right? Cliff? He's a pilot, was. And you control the nose of that plane. If you're going to go down the runway or the taxiway, and you want to keep the nose, how do you do that? With the rudder, isn't it? You got two little pedals down on the floor. Little bitty rudder on the back of the tail of that thing. And if you want that thing, you hit the right rudder or the left rudder, and depending on where you want to go, and that's how you control that thing. Now James says the tongue is like that bit, and the tongue is like that rudder. Because it controls the body. It controls you. Someone said that the most ferocious animal in the world has its den just behind the teeth. Think about that. Because our words, have you ever heard this statement? Sticks and stones will break my bones, but what? Words will never hurt me. That is a lie. That is not true. Sticks and stones will break your bones, but words hurt. Now, James says, be careful. And he compares, and he said, now, you know, it's like a fire. And I don't know, was it 18? I believe the Chicago fire was in, I believe, 1871. Measures O'Leary. Now, here's the tale. Some folks say, well, that's not all. That's not complete. But here's what is said. Mrs. O'Leary was milking a cow in the barn, and the cow, something spooky. It kicked the lantern. She had a lantern there, and it kicked the lantern. Started a fire. I think it was $192 million worth of damage. 17,000 buildings destroyed. 300 lives were taken as a result of the Chicago fire. James says the tongue is the fire. And he said it will set on nature the course of direction. When you look at it, if you look at James chapter number 3, I wrote down 3 words out of James chapter number 3 about the tongue. Number 1, it divides, it deadens, and it destroys. That's what it does. We have to watch it, folks. Paul said in Ephesians 4, Paul said, let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth, but that which is good for the use of edifying, that it may minister grace to the hearer. Have you ever heard this? Somebody say, they'll say something and then they'll say, oh, I didn't mean to say that. Well, you might not mean to say that. But watch this. Out of the abundance of the heart, what happens? Anybody know? The mouth speaketh. Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh. You and I, somebody illustrated it like this. I don't know, can you still get a feather pillow? Y'all know what a feather bed is? I love John Denver's song. I don't know, I love John Denver's song, but he had one on Grandma's feather bed. If you've never heard that song, go Google it. It's kind of a cute song. But a feather, I have slept on a feather bed. My grandparents, I had a feather bed. A feather pillow. Do any of you have a feather pillow? Well, I don't. We have always a foam, I guess. I don't know what it is. I've never taken it hard to see with hearing. You take a feather pillow and cut the end out of it and shake the feathers out. Don't try to gather them up. No good. Your words are like that. You and I must be careful about our words. And we must be careful. Now, skip over there to James chapter, look with me, James chapter number 3. Look at verse number 10 and 11. Out of the same mouth proceedeth blessing and cursing. My brethren, these things ought not so to be. Listen, Ronnie, does this door work pretty good over here? Can I get out of here if I have to pretty quick? So, kick it in the ball. How many times do our brethren, those who are Christians, use this terminology? Oh my God. You've taken the name of the Lord in vain. Exodus chapter 20. But it carries over into the New Testament. I'm telling you, I want to throw up sometime. I'm watching a television program and something happens. Oh, OMG, OMG. I mean, just, let me tell you something, folks. An individual cannot use profanity and use language of the world on Saturday and then come and sing praises to God and be righteous on Sunday. Amen. Can't do it. That's what James said. Then look, out of the same mouth does the fountain send forth at the same place sweet water and bitter? Can a fig tree, my brethren, bear olive berries, either of vine figs? So can no fountain both yield salt water and fresh. Let's watch our language, folks. See again, everyday activities in the book of James. Everyday Christianity and shoe leather. Watch your language, follow the Word of God, have respect for persons, have faith, watch temptation, watch the lust, all that. And we're just down to the end of the 3rd chapter. Now, the 4th chapter, I'm going to, in the sermon this morning, I'm going to deal with the first 10, 11 verses. So I'm not going to get into that. But go down to verse 13 and look at James 4 and verse 13. James says, go to now, ye that say today or tomorrow we're going to such a city, we'll continue there a year and buy and sell and get gain. And then he says, whereas you know not what shall be on the morrow, you don't know what's going to happen. Go to now, and he said, whereas you know what shall be on the morrow, for what is your life? It's even a vapor that appears for a while, and then it vanishes away. For that you ought to say, if the Lord wills, we will go into such a city and do this or that. But now you rejoice in your boasting, all such rejoicing is evil. Therefore to him that knoweth to do good, doeth it not to him that sinneth. Look at your life. What is your life? Go to now. You that say, well, today or tomorrow, I'm going to go into such a city and I'm going to buy and sell me again. We have Lithius Springs, and now get into the last section of the 5th chapter. Got about 5 minutes, 4 minutes. Lithius Springs, and this was April of 2017, several months before that. The family, when this family called me, the daughter called me, she said, Larry, are you going to be in town? And gave me the date, and I said, well, I am, but if I wasn't, I would be, because I know what she said. My mom and dad celebrating their 50th wedding anniversary. They want to have a renewal of vows. And we want to do that. We want you to do the renewal of vows, so we planned on that. Everything was planned. They had the rehearsal plan down, rehearsal, just like a wedding, except it's just a renewal. We're going to have rehearsal dinner, everything, then the ceremony the next day, and everything was all planned. So on the day of the rehearsal, Alma went to the hospital. And they said, she'll be out. That's all right. She's going to be there for a little while. She'll be out in the evening. Well, she wasn't. We did the rehearsal, did the dinner. She wasn't out. Next morning, she'll be out in time to go for the wedding, for the renewal of vows. Well, she wasn't. The hospital was very gracious to us, And they allowed us to bring everything up to the hospital in the reception area on the floor where she was. And we had the cake and the balloons and the flower, everything up there, and they rolled her bed out. And Eddie and I stood by the bed and we renewed the vows. 7:30 next morning, she was deceased. She died. 7:30 next morning. That was last April. Come March the 8th of 2018. Eddie and Alma's deceased now, had a son by the name of Randy, 45 years old. Found him dead at home. 3 weeks later, Eddie's daughter, Teresa, her husband had a stroke and died. Go to now. You can say today and tomorrow, I will go to such a city and I'll continue there and you're invited to sell get gain. Whereas you don't know what shall be on tomorrow. Do we know, folks? We don't know what's going on. So when you and I recognize this, I have today. That's it. I have right now. I do not know what's going to take place by the end of the day. The Bible teaches Larry to be thankful for every day that God has given him. I have today. I got up this morning. I am so thankful that God has blessed me and my wife and you and your families that we're able to be here today. So he says, you be careful. You watch your life. It's a vapor. And you and I must take advantage of every opportunity. Okay, our time's about, I got about a minute. Chapter number 5, he talks about the rich people there in the first few verses. He said, your riches are corrupted. Verse number 2, your garments are moth, your gold and silver is canker. You'll eat the flesh as it will fire. You have heaped treasures together for the last days. Verse 5, you've lived in pleasure on the earth and been wanton. You nourished your hearts as if they have slaughtered. You condemned and killed the just, and does not resist you. Be patient, therefore, brethren, unto the coming of the Lord. We have to be patient. Now, the last section, I'll not delve with it much because I want to do that in the sermon this morning. He talks about prayer. And he talks about Elijah. A man of like passion prayed that it would rain in Israel. So, the book of James. Go home and read it. And just get your piece of paper. And I would venture to say that if you just write down how that everyday activities will help you, I would venture to say if you will take the book of James, chapter 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, you probably come up with 200 items that will help you in your daily life. Thank you. God bless you.